name's Mark Wells, and I'm here once again to talk about an FES flower essence, and that is Dogwood. I do call it the once bitten, twice shy remedy, in the sense that Dogwood people often have been hurt or experienced emotional trauma. We all have, but it's the Dogwood person will react, or the consequences would be different. It's almost like it becomes ingrained in the person. Talking to some of my fellow practitioners, myotherapists, massage therapists, they've often said sometimes when you work on a particular area, particularly if it's a bit painful, there's a release, there's an emotional release. And I think of Dogwood in that sense, that they may have experienced some hurt, but it's almost become embedded in their musculature, in their skeleton, in them, and it's hard to release that and let go, and it affects their life. They become more guarded in other things, in their relationships, in life in general. And that, of course, if it goes long enough, can be turn into resentment. So Dogwood helps people release things, and I've had, and just finding with a number of my clients, I've had, often when I've given Dogwood, people have said, by the way, my gammy knees improved. I've had it treated before, and never just hangs around, or my shoulder's better. Something's been released. It doesn't always go that way, but it's quite extraordinary how that can happen a number of times. Larkspur, a little bit different to other essences in the sense that it's about changing behavioural patterns. Sometimes even the person themselves, the client or whoever's wanting to take a remedy or wanting to take a flower essence, they might think, well, I know I need to do this, and I need to change this about myself, and I have this trauma from the past, or I know I have this relationship issue here. But sometimes they're so locked into a particular behaviour that they can't get out of it. And I think Larkspur is brilliant at breaking that behaviour pattern so you can go to the next level. It's particularly useful when people are locked into that behaviour about, I must do this out of obligation, or I should do this. It's a real should one. And what often they don't do is they neglect their own needs at times, but in a sense, they're not helping the other person that they've dived in before to fix or improve. So Larkspur helps them to get that balance right. When to, go and help, or yes, you need to do that, or no, that's not your responsibility. Look after your own needs in this particular time. Now, there's a lot in a name, sage. It's about the wise person. And sage, people taking sage need to be reminded of the wisdom they have within themselves. It could be a midlife remedy, in a sense, where people, look at find it difficult to see the meaning behind all the things they've done that they even may regret, or even that, no, you've learnt from those, understanding the meaning behind things. And I think sage will help people understand the meaning behind so many experiences they have. And they can see that in other people too. So it helps people to realise that, they're learning. And a so-called mistake or wrong turn, no, you gained from that moving forward. And I think sage allows you to just step back a little bit at times when you need to, and think, okay, it might seem like a setback or a downer or that particular situation, but no, I've learnt, I've moved on, and I can see why it happened, in the sense, to really get meaning out of the experiences you have, and appreciate that you do have that understanding there. Recognise that there's a lot of wisdom within you, and particularly if you've had life experience. Trillium is about abundance, when you're stuck in perhaps the poverty consciousness, but not just about money, about giving and being generous in other aspects. For those people interested in a more esoteric perspective, it's very much about the base chakra, which is all about our survival. Are we going to have our survival needs met? And that plays out particularly in adult people in, am I going to have enough money to pay the bills? Am I going to have enough food? Am I going to have enough nourishment from what's around me? And if we're feeling sort of poverty-stricken thing when it's not the reality, we will still behave that way and won't be as generous in our sense and not as receptive and close ourselves a bit. So Trillium helps us to be more generous, to be more trusting, to recognise that, hey, we're going to get our needs met here. Come on, let's be realistic. Everything's fine. And open yourself up to more experiences and more, if you like, abundance from the world around you. So when you get tightening up and being a bit the proverbial tight ass, if I may say that, it helps you to just, hey, be more trusting. I'm fine. I'm going to survive here, and open up opportunities for yourself. Thank you.